I saw it everywhere. A TikTok trend with millions of views, promising a total health revolution from one tiny, dried flower bud. The claim? Just chew one clove a day. According to the videos, the results were miraculous. We're talking fresher breath, endless energy, no more bloating. The ultimate wellness hack, hiding right in our spice cabinets. Now, I'm a natural skeptic, but I've also been chasing that feeling of optimal health for years. I've fought with brain fog, that frustrating 3 p.m. energy crash, and the kind of bloating that makes you second-guess everything you eat. So, when a trend this huge promises to fix it all with something so simple, you have to admit, it's tempting. I decided to put it to the test. A 7-day experiment. Just me, a jar of organic cloves, and a whole lot of curiosity. I was going to document everything, the good, the bad, and the weird. And for the first few days, I honestly thought I had stumbled onto some kind of magic. The results were so immediate, so profound, that I started mentally scripting this very video, ready to tell the world to jump on board. But then, things took a sharp, unexpected turn. Something happened that none of the viral videos mentioned. It was a twist that revealed a hidden, dangerous side to this seemingly harmless trend, a side everyone needs to hear about. What happens when a superfood has a dark side everyone's ignoring? This is the story of my 7-day clove experiment, and this is what the trend doesn't tell you. So, let's start at the beginning. You've seen the videos, right? The hashtag cloves benefits is exploding. Video after video of people holding up that little nail-shaped spice like it's a cure-all. They claimed it whitened their teeth, cleared their acne, and gave them so much energy they didn't need morning coffee. It felt like this collective aha moment. Like we were all rediscovering some ancient secret in a world full of complicated supplements and pricey wellness routines. And the appeal was obvious. This isn't some lab-made powder. It's a spice that's probably in your kitchen right now. My personal why came down to a few nagging issues. First, oral health. Despite brushing and flossing like a fiend, I was always a bit self-conscious about my breath. I was that guy with a pack of gum in every pocket. The idea of having naturally fresh breath, not just masked, but genuinely clean, was a huge draw. The trend claimed the antimicrobial properties of cloves were the secret. Second, my energy was a total roller coaster. I'd wake up fine, but by mid-afternoon, it felt like I was walking through fog. My productivity would just tank. I've tried it all. More sleep, less caffeine, more caffeine, B vitamins, but nothing stuck. The thought that a simple spice could level out my energy felt like a long shot. But hey, I was willing to take it. And finally, digestion. Let's be real, it's not a sexy topic, but it affects everything. I was always dealing with some low-level bloating and discomfort. Nothing terrible, but just a constant, annoying background noise in my life. The trend promised that cloves could soothe the digestive system, cut down on gas, and just get things running smoothly. So, with those 3 goals in mind, better breath, stable energy, and happier digestion, I started my 7-day challenge. The rule was simple. Chew 1 whole clove every morning after breakfast. I wasn't going to swallow it, just chew it to release the oils and then spit it out. Since that's what most people were doing, I was hopeful, excited, and a little cynical. I was ready to either debunk this thing or become its biggest fan. I had no idea I'd end up as something else entirely, a cautionary tale. Day 1, the moment of truth. I picked out a perfect-looking clove. It smelled like Christmas, warm, spicy, and a little sweet. I popped it in my mouth and started chewing. The first sensation was intense. It was spicy, almost peppery, but not like a hot chili. It was a deep, aromatic heat that spread through my mouth. Then came the numbness. That classic numbing effect from the active compound, eugenol, started tingling on my tongue and gums. It wasn't bad, just weird. It felt medicinal, almost like a natural anesthetic. I chewed for about 5 minutes until the clove was broken down, then spit it out. For the rest of the morning, my mouth felt unbelievably clean, in a way that toothpaste never quite managed. It felt clean from the inside out. Day 2, the first real wow moment. I woke up, and for the first time in I don't know how long, I didn't have that gross morning breath taste. It was just neutral. This was a game changer. Throughout the day, I realized I wasn't reaching for gum at all. I felt more confident talking to people, not worrying if my last coffee was still hanging around. This lines up with the science. Cloves are full of eugenol, a compound with powerful antimicrobial properties that studies show can fight the oral bacteria behind bad breath and gum disease. It felt like I had a tiny, natural disinfectant working for me 24/7. My gums, which could be a little sensitive, also felt calmer. This was a major win. Day 3. This is when the benefits started showing up outside of my mouth. Usually, after lunch, the brain fog would start rolling in. But on day 3, it just didn't. The afternoon slump was gone. My focus was sharper, my thoughts were clearer, and I actually powered through my work without that desperate craving for a nap or another coffee. I felt a steady, sustained energy, totally different from a caffeine buzz. It wasn't jittery, it was a calm, grounded vitality. I just felt more present. Cloves are packed with antioxidants. By weight, they have one of the highest antioxidant scores of all foods. These antioxidants help fight oxidative stress in the body, which is a major cause of fatigue. I felt like I was cleaning out my system on a cellular level. Day 4, this was the peak. The day I became a true believer. Not only was my breath fresh and my energy stable, but my digestion had done a complete 180. The constant, low-grade bloating I'd just accepted as normal was gone. My stomach felt calm and settled. I wasn't getting any of the gas or indigestion that usually showed up after meals. This makes sense, as cloves are known to stimulate digestive enzymes, helping your body break down food better. Some early animal studies even suggest compounds in cloves might help combat H. pylori, a bacteria sometimes linked to stomach ulcers. By the evening of day 4, I was basically an evangelist. I was texting friends, telling them they had to try this. My joint stiffness after workouts even seemed better, which I later learned could be thanks to eugenol's anti-inflammatory properties. Better breath, more energy, smooth digestion, less inflammation. I felt like I had found the fountain of youth in a spice jar. I felt invincible, and that's when I made a critical and ultimately dangerous mistake. I thought, if 1 clove a day is this good, what could 2 do? Day 5. Riding high on my success, I decided to level up. I thought I was biohacking my way to peak wellness. So that morning, I chewed 2 cloves instead of 1. The taste was stronger, the numbing was more intense, but I figured I was just doubling down on all the amazing benefits. For most of the day, I felt great. Energy was still high. Digestion was still perfect. I was completely sold, patting myself on the back for my brilliant idea. Day 6. I woke up and confidently chewed another 2 cloves. The morning went by normally, but around noon, something felt off. It started as a faint whisper of discomfort in my stomach, a little flutter of nausea that I brushed off. Maybe I just ate too fast, I told myself. But it didn't go away. It became a low-level, queasy churning. The vibrant energy I'd been loving was fading, replaced by a dull weariness. The mental clarity I celebrated was gone, clouded by this nagging physical feeling. I started to get anxious. What was happening? This was the exact opposite of what I'd been experiencing. Day 7. This was the day it all came crashing down. I woke up feeling genuinely sick. The second I sat up, a wave of nausea hit me, way stronger than before. My stomach was cramping so badly it made me double over. But a stupid part of me was still in denial. I thought, I have to finish the 7 days. Maybe it's just a stomach bug. In a massive error of judgment, I forced myself to chew 2 more cloves. My body was practically screaming at me to stop. Within an hour, I was in the bathroom with horrible stomach upset and diarrhea. The magic was gone. The superfood that made me feel invincible was now making me sick and weak. There was no doubt in my mind anymore. It was the cloves. My body was telling me, loud and clear, that something was wrong. The experiment had turned from a dream into a nightmare. I felt so foolish and honestly a little scared. What had I done to myself? This wasn't a mild side effect. This was a severe negative reaction. And the scariest part? Not one of the viral videos I watched ever mentioned this could happen. They just sold the miracle cure. There was no warning. As soon as I could stand up straight, I started digging into the research, and what I found was chilling. My experience wasn't a fluke. The very same compound that gives cloves their amazing benefits, eugenol, is also what makes them dangerous in excess. The FDA says it's generally safe in small amounts used in food, but eugenol is a powerful, bioactive substance. When you concentrate it, like I did by doubling my dose, it can become toxic. My stomach issues, the nausea, cramps, and diarrhea, were classic signs of eugenol overdose. It can seriously irritate the digestive tract, but an upset stomach is just the beginning. The most alarming risk is liver damage. In high doses, eugenol is hepatotoxic. That means it's poisonous to the liver. There are documented cases where people, especially children, who ingested concentrated clove oil suffered severe liver injury, jaundice, and even liver failure. Your liver has to process everything you take in, and overwhelming it with too much of a potent compound like eugenol can directly damage its cells. For anyone with a pre-existing liver condition, the risk is so much higher. Then there's the effect on your blood. Eugenol has anticoagulant, or blood-thinning, properties. It appears to slow down the blood's ability to clot. That's why medical sources warn people on blood-thinning medications like warfarin to avoid cloves. It's also why you should stop taking them at least 2 weeks before any surgery to prevent excessive bleeding. Suddenly, that comparison to aspirin had a very dangerous flip side. And for children, the danger is extreme. Clove oil is considered completely unsafe for kids to take by mouth. Even tiny amounts can lead to severe side effects like seizures, fluid imbalances, and that terrifying liver damage. I found a mountain of warnings completely missing from the happy, bite-sized TikTok videos. The trend sells the upside and creates a massive blind spot for people who, like me, might think more is better. The World Health Organization suggests an acceptable daily intake of about 2.5 milligrams of eugenol per kilogram of body weight. It's tricky to translate that perfectly to whole cloves, but the expert consensus is to be extremely conservative, with most recommending 1 or 2 cloves a day as an absolute max. By doubling my dose, I had blindly crossed a line I never even knew existed. So, after all this, what's my final verdict on the clove chewing trend? It's complicated. I can't deny the incredible benefits I felt in those first 4 days. The improvements in my oral health, energy, and digestion were 100% real. Cloves aren't a scam. They are a genuinely powerful spice with scientifically backed benefits. However, that power is a double-edged sword. The potency that makes cloves effective is also what makes them risky. The biggest problem with the viral trend is the total lack of nuance. It frames cloves as a simple, harmless habit, ignoring the critical ideas of dosage and individual sensitivity. Here is my recommendation: approach with caution. Respect the power of this spice. If you're curious to try it, I would suggest starting with 1 clove per day. Chew it, release the oils, and then spit it out. Don't swallow it. And most importantly, listen to your body. If you feel any nausea, stomach irritation, or anything off at all, stop immediately. You should absolutely avoid this trend. Based on the research, if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, have a bleeding disorder, take blood thinning or diabetes medication, or have any liver problems, you should steer clear. And it is critical to keep clove oil and large amounts of cloves away from children. Everyone should also stop taking it at least 2 weeks before a planned surgery. This experiment taught me a huge lesson. In the world of wellness, natural does not automatically mean safe. A trend with millions of views is not the same as a medical recommendation. We have to be our own health advocates. Do our research beyond the algorithm, and remember that moderation is almost always the key. The magic I felt in the beginning was real, but the sickness I felt at the end was a harsh reminder that even nature's remedies have a dark side when you don't respect them. My 7-day journey was a total roller coaster, from a health elixir to a cautionary tale. It showed me the incredible potential of natural remedies, but also the real dangers of incomplete information in the age of viral trends. I'm really curious to hear from you. Have you tried chewing cloves? What was your experience? Did you feel the benefits? Or did you run into problems like I did? Let me know in the comments below. Your story could help someone else make a smarter decision. And tell me what surprised you most in this video. For me, it was definitely the liver risk. If you appreciate these deep dives that go beyond the surface of wellness trends, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'm planning to do more 7-day experiments on things like turmeric and other popular remedies, and I promise to always give you the full, unfiltered story. As a thank you for watching, I've put together a downloadable guide called Spice Hacks for Everyday Health. It covers the benefits, safe dosages, and risk checklists for common spices like cloves, turmeric, and cinnamon. The link is in the description below. Please do well to like, subscribe, and share this video to others. Thanks for joining me on this wild ride. Stay curious, stay informed, and remember to listen to your body. I'll see you in the next video.